With Gerry McNamara and Vinny Lobdell here in studio. Vinny, of course, hosting the Summer Jam event out in Skinny Atlas. We touched on that and a wide variety of topics, but we led off with asking Gerry about his ankle. He kind of drove in on a scooter. We know he's been dealing with a bad ankle for a while now, and we asked him for an update on how he's feeling.
Total ankle replacement. I've needed it for. I think anyone that's played golf with me can visibly see, like, hey, what's wrong with your ankle? Why is it bent to the outside? So years of just, rolling it, playing on it, it ended up deforming. Years of coaching on it, knowing I needed it done. I had reached a breaking point the last few years. I haven't worked out. If you can't tell, I haven't worked out in a few years. It's been hard. But I wanted to be available for the players I coached. And this past year at Siena, I just couldn't do it anymore. Late in the season, it started flipping bone over bone or tendon over bone, and I had already planned the surgery. So put the roster together when we got the job here, and as you can see, I got the surgery. I had a great surgeon, Dr. Rosenbaum in Albany, and we're on the mend right now.
You all settled in? Is the family here yet? They're probably finishing up school, right?
I'm sick and tired. I need to get out of a hotel. I can't do it anymore. I love the place I'm staying, but I've got to settle into normalcy. Our kids are going to finish school. We're not going to yank them out of school. They'll finish school next week. We have one more lacrosse tournament up there, and then we're going to close on a house at the end of the month. And by the start of July 1, we'll be, all settled. It'd be nice for me to have the fam back all together.
Speaking of normalcy, how different is it being up in the Melo Center, being in a different office and in a different role?
I spent a lot of time. I walked in, it was like I never left, number one. But the office is different. That's for sure. And now, making it mine is different. That's when I knew, like, this feels, wow. Like, when I walk in and it's my family pictures behind the desk. And, I don't spend a whole lot of time at the desk. We spend more time meeting, getting ready for practice and breaking down film. But kind of a full circle. I used to avoid it. When Coach was in there, it was like, hey, Coach, I'd yell from the outside and make sure not to disturb him. And now I sit and I've refurbished his old desk that he used at Manley Fieldhouse. And kind of my honor, way to honor him is my main desk is Jim Boeheim's original desk, which I think is awesome. Yeah, and they did a great job. So really excited, obviously, to get going. But walking in that room is a blessing.
We're going to get to the roster and the schedule and all that here in a second, but I want to bring Vinny into the conversation. How the two of you get close, this partnership here that you've established?
Well, I've known Gerry and followed Gerry for a long time, and just, through participating with Syracuse University, Gerry's he just embodied that true grit, determination, someone I've loved to follow, loved to see him lead in the community. And so we've stayed close as he left and went away. We were both doing our own things, and then when he came back, we came together and said, how do we make this program the best it can be? And, I think the community, put aside anything we're doing, I think the community is just so excited to have someone like Gerry here. He embodies everything that Syracuse is, right? And I think so he's an easy guy to get behind. And Syracuse Orange in general is an easy thing to get behind. But it's really an exciting time now for us to come together as a community and just bring it all together and win.
I was going to say, I think there's kind of a misconception, too, that you're just coming in because of Gerry. You've been around, right? You've been doing this for a couple of years. Coach Boeheim's been a great friend, obviously a legend in the community, and this is our professional sport, and I love sports. My family loves sports, and so we've been proud supporters for a very, very long time. Now the stakes have changed, right? We have to win. We got to win. And what I love about Gerry is he's got that no-quit personality, roll up his sleeves, and no matter what happens, he's going to step up and give it his best. And that's what's really exciting about Gerry. I know we'll win with him.
This goes without saying, Gerry, but how important is it to have somebody like Vinny on your side?
You need it. You can't operate in this landscape if you don't have help. I think the one thing that above just, financially what, the help is Vin being so out in the public in terms of like, hey, this is what it takes. This is exciting. Creating an event. We had a lot of Syracuse guys at Siena. Me, Ryan Blackwell, Arenze, Ryan Bury. When we saw his event, the SummerSlam event last summer, you could see it all on Instagram. I wasn't there. I was like, dang, that's just pretty cool. That's a pretty neat event. I think it's unlike anything that's been done. But for us to operate in this landscape, you absolutely need especially us, especially Syracuse. I think we're unique in that, it's a big town but a small town feel. Everybody rallies around this product, and you need everybody on board because it's just we're dealing in a completely different landscape than we used to.
And it's not just a check, it's really just building enthusiasm around the program. It's going out and giving your time. And I think the community really now understands NIL. For a few years, they didn't, right? Let's face it. We didn't know where it was going. And I think the university really understands it now. So it's a different day, and the stakes are high, but I think everyone's on the same page, and it's really exciting to see everyone get behind it, whether it's a check, whether it's enthusiasm, whether it's supporter mentorship. It's a really, really exciting time.
Yeah, as you're alluding to, it takes a lot of money to put together a competitive roster. Let's talk about the roster. What do you want fans to know about this roster that you've put together?
Well, I think they've seen it. I think they've seen in terms of what we were after, the length, the athleticism, the toughness. We're going to play both sides of the basketball. I think for me, it's a little tough because I've started summer workouts and I'm still waiting for Mark and Sibby to come over. So I haven't seen us you guys obviously have talked about that from the look you just gave each other. So I haven't seen our complete product yet, which I'm like chomping at the bit every day to get these guys. But you got to deal with I-20s and visas. Take some time. But I think I think Aiden Tobias, and you watched him play. He went through his draft process. Anybody that watched him play, you see his talent. You see he can play multiple positions. There's a lot of guys. Gavin Doty, the toughness piece. Garway with his length. Ryan Mesh is exciting. I could go down the list. The one thing that I know of all the guys that I brought in and the guys that I retained, I think let's start there. You talk about Sadiq and Cayenne. I made a decision when I got the job that if you were in the transfer portal, I wasn't going to re-recruit you. I wasn't going to ask you to come out of the portal. One of the things that was important to me is the guys that didn't enter, that they love Syracuse. Those two kids love Syracuse. That's why they stayed here. I like to think I played a little bit part, they want to play for me, but first and foremost, you love the school. And to me, in this day and age where it is transactional in a lot of places, it's important to me that I have players. So think about that. Those two guys stayed. They love it. Gavin Doty's coming home. Ryan Mesh is coming home. That's 4 players right there that when they put that jersey on, it just means something different. It's important for me as I coach the rest of the 8 guys that are on scholarship, or 9 guys, whatever it is, that are on scholarship, that they feel the same way with Noah, that they feel the same way when they put on the jersey. What's lost in all of that is our love for the place. So, yeah, these guys are making money, but I'm going to put a roster together that's going to fight for the product.
Past a couple of years, the point guard position's been a little sketchy. Garway Dwell, people don't know a lot about him. What do you expect out of him?
Well, you're talking about probably, maybe a handful of guys in the country that could defend the ball the way he does. You could probably play him out of position and play him up to the 4, watching him the first few days in practice. I think for him, he's got to find the comfort zone. And we had this conversation yesterday. He has to find, I think he's trying to please me a little bit in terms of running an offense when we're in practice, as opposed to understanding that he has to do a certain thing in a certain place. So he has to find the fine balance of when he should go score and when he needs to facilitate. And if he could do that a little bit better right now, maybe that 15-footer I had a kid, a lot of coaches don't like the shot. I like guys that can make it. If he could get to that shot because he can live in the paint and be a breakdown guy, I think he's got a chance to be as good as any guard in the league.
Who's his backup? That's another question that comes up. If he's not on the ball, who's going to be your
backup point guard?
Yeah.
Ryan Mesh is as pure a point guard as you're going to find. I know guys, will question his ability. I'm not. I don't care that he's 5'11". Watch him play. I watched him play against the best players in the country. I watched him play. Go watch his high school team when they played at the nationally ranked, where a kid's going to wherever. Who played better? That's what I watch. So everyone could talk about, Ryan Mesh, really good player. Aiden Tobias can play multiple positions. Gavin Doty can play multiple positions. Kai, obviously, can handle the ball. I don't know how much time he spends at the point, but he could also play multiple positions. So in terms of pure point guard, who backs him up? Ryan Mesh.
Practice is underway. We've been seeing little snippets on social media. It seems like, from what we've seen, and we don't want to draw too many conclusions, but it seems like Gavin Doty already feels like a leader of this team. I know it's super early. Is this team already starting to find an identity, and is that accurate to say that Gavin Doty is maybe one of the leaders of this team already?
Yeah, I think it's all accurate. Gav is just, one of the things that He can't help himself. He's just a vocal, wants to win, loves the place, attitude. But one of the things that we do as well is we pray before every practice. We will huddle, and Gav is the one that leads us in prayer. He did the same thing for us his second year at Siena. It was actually Luke Checky, who was one of my walk-ons, who's a local kid from Auburn. Luke led us my first year. So Gav leads us in prayer before practice, right before we start, and we keep it moving. But, yeah, the identity is being created. That's why I'm a little upset that I don't have my full strength. I need these guys to get on campus by next week so we can kind of acclimate them into what we're doing and understand for them over the next 5 weeks of what I expect as we move forward.
How big of a role will the guys that are coming in play from overseas? Like, past couple of years, we've had guys come in that didn't really move the needle at all.
Well, Mark is, I didn't even talk about him in terms of his ability. He's an elite shooter. He's one of the best scorers coming over from that age group in Europe. So Sebi, I think, wouldn't surprise me in a few years if you're talking about draft boards with his long-term ability. So they better come in and be ready to play. That's been the goal. That was the recruitment. It wasn't a filler piece. It was, we're going out and getting guys that can play, that we expect to play huge roles. So I think Mark, with his ability to shoot, it's going to determine how much of a role that he takes on. And then to piggyback the earlier conversation, how good are you with the ball? Because the reality of it is, there's in a lot of my sets, you could have 2 point guards. It doesn't matter who brings it up. I have a lot of different wrinkles. So whoever can get the ball up, I can find a way to get the ball to the player I'm trying to get the ball to, depending on what set I call. So I think Mark's going to play a huge role. I think Sibby gives us a little bit something different than we don't have. Luke Wilson's really good in the post. Tazzy Goodrick's really physical. Francis, the same thing. Where Sibby is that long, freaky athlete that alters everything around the rim. So you got kind of contrasting styles and different players, and these two guys I expect a lot of as they come over.
From a scheduling standpoint, you've got 4 neutral site games at NBA arenas. You've got the ACC SEC Challenge at Oklahoma. You've got Duke, Carolina, Virginia all coming here. Challenging schedule year one. Did you accomplish with the schedule what you were hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, most of it is already kind of in place when you get here, and then there's a couple filler games, but you have to have opportunities before you enter conference play, and I think we've done that. I like the teams that we're playing against, but I think it challenges us. The 18-game schedule is a little different, but it's going to challenge us in the non-conference to get ready for what can we do down the stretch is becoming your best version. And the schedule we have here for the fans, I mean, what better opponents could you? If you look at Duke, Carolina, Louisville, it's the who's who is coming into our place, and it's going to be a great opportunity for us. I don't care who we play. Like, even the St. John's, I wanted the Garden, and let's go roll it out.
So along those lines, so you broke some news with John Rothstein about the Garden. You broke some news with Adam Shine about maybe UConn down the road. Do you want to break some news with us? Is there anything you're sitting on that you want to share with us, and just throw us a nugget here?
And if not, they should have prepped me before I could have figured out what I could leak for you.
All right, you think about that first. You want to think about that for a second?
Yeah.
All right, Vinny, tell us about
now.
It's Scranton.
Tell us about SummerSlam and what people can expect this year.
Yeah, SummerSlam, we're bringing the 2026 team in. It's going to be great. We've got Jerry and Carmelo doing a great on-court conversation. It's really an amazing event that brings the community together, some of the top local businesses and leaders, and we're going to just bring them all together, show what this team can do in a fun and formatted way, and great fireworks, a great event just to bring the community together. We're really excited about it. We did it last year. This year's going to be at a completely different level. The university's been so supportive. They've come in and used a lot of resources to really bring it to the next level.
I know that when Jerry was announced, you kind of sprung into action with the fundraising aspect of it, and you said fans are excited. Can you speak to that piece about, this community seems like it has come together to support Jerry and what they're trying to do.
So NIL's been a tough thing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people still struggle with paying players. It's just the mentality of, hey, these guys are getting a free education and everything. The reality of it is it's here. And so now I think people understand that the university is certainly supportive, understands the NIL role, the new administration. The fans are starting to get it. When we launched the fundraiser to go out and get some a lot of money for Gerry. There were so many people that reached out and said, "Hey, we want to partake, but we can't give 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000." It was amazing. Thousands of people reached out to me, and that's why we started the GMAC Challenge. And it's really a testament to Gerry and his team and what he stands for. I mean, Gerry embodies everything that Syracuse stands for. And so we had a ton of people come out for that. And now you see the same moving over into the SummerSlam. I mean, everyone wants to take part in it. It's really not me. Everything has to do with Gerry, the program, the university, and how excited they are to have one of our own come back and hopefully bring us back to the promised land where he led us once before.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I struggle to avoid getting into confrontations with negative people about Syracuse basketball.
No.
And one of the things is you mentioned Melo, and what is your guys' relationship with him right now? And, we actually get calls that people don't think he should be sitting courtside during games. And,
let me touch on that first. I couldn't think of I have no idea what goes on from a coaching perspective. I'll share my perspective. Melo's, he's a fan first. I think he really loves the program. He's always a gentleman when he sits with me, and he always really looks for the best in the program. And I've never heard him say a negative word about anybody in the program or around the program when he sits with me.
You want my take as well? Okay, yeah. He can sit wherever he wants. I don't care where he sits.
That's what I said. He can sit
wherever he wants, and he's there to watch his son as well. So I agree with Vin. I mean, all these years that he's been gone before Kai got here, he was a fan. He rooted the same way I did when I left to play pro. I was going back and rooting for Syracuse. He did that all those years too. So now he gets to sit. If my son was playing at Syracuse and if I was a Hall of Fame player, could sit courtside, where do you think I'd be sitting? I'd be sitting right there where he's sitting. So, yeah, I mean, keep getting in your arguments, Paulie.
Any added pressure having him watch you?
No. Players are players. I do a job. Basketball, in a lot of ways, majority of it is definable. Like, hey, there's a reason why X, Y, and Z took place. And I'm just going to continue to coach the kids, get them put them in best position I can, and then what they do with the minutes they get a lot of times determines how many more they get. And if that goes your way or doesn't go your way, it's usually in the tail of the game. So extra pressure, my pressure is on getting this program back to, that's where my mind is at. To me, he's a really coachable, loving kid that when I push him, he looks at me straight in the eyes. Like, that's what I love about the kid. He's coachable, and he's obviously very talented offensively. So no pressure. Just do the best I can to make sure I put these guys in the right position.
Anything we didn't touch on, Gerry, that you want to get across to our fans, your fans?
Just how I think just how excited how excited I am to be back here, to have this opportunity, how grateful and blessed I am, how much it means to me. But just from the outside, what Vinny's done in terms of, putting NIL kind of at the forefront of like, hey, this is important. His event's going to be awesome. I saw it from the outside looking in, now going to be on the inside. So, just know that we're doing everything we can to make sure that when that product hits the floor, we got the most prepared team.
People can buy tickets to go to this.
Yeah, we'll send the information on that. But yeah, they can. It's going to be about 400 people, and we all know that not everyone can afford $1,000 a ticket. But there's going to be many more opportunities for people to see the team and experience that. And again, it's not just about writing the check. It's about supporting the program. It's about mentorship. It's about just going out and doing what we can to create the best experience for.
I got one more question for you, Gerry. If I decide maybe it's time that I'm too old to be driving around, can I get on planes with you again, or is it still
no chance?
Every time I fly with Gerry, it
doesn't go well.
Yeah. I don't want you ever on a flight that I fly on again.
Okay.
What was the last? Was it Michigan State?
No, it was the Final Four flight.
Yeah.
But,
people probably don't know that story. I don't know how much that's been talked about.
I was sitting next to Jeremy McNeil, and when a dude that size starts crying next to you, it gets scary. We were, a minute into the flight, and it just
started dropping. Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Wow.
And then you haven't been on a plane since.
I rented a van and drove back from the national championship.
Yeah, and the Michigan State flight was really bad. Or Notre Dame. Notre Dame, we had to divert.
Yeah, and Michigan State was bad. Yeah, my last 3 flights were
bad.
3 in a row?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I've been fined since.
Can't
So
come
stay
Paulie.
away.
Yeah.
Stay away. Gentlemen, it was great to see you. It's good to have you back.
Thank you
Gerry.
guys. Yeah.
Vinny,
Good to
thanks
see
for
you guys.
coming
Pleasure,
in.
man.
Appreciate it.
Paulie, you're the best.
All right, Gerry McNamara, Vinny Lobdell. We're going to take a break. We're back after this.